Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are now listening to That Infernal Noise podcast, part of the Mental Health News Radio Network. Fuck yeah. Hello. We're back. I think. Maybe? Are we here? I don't know.
Sort of.
I'm sleepy.
I'm always sleepy.
Valid. I shouldn't be tired. God, we slept a lot. Or at least I did.
No, I did too. I only woke up like 15, 20 minutes before you did.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Because it was like right at 11 or before 11.
Oh, okay. And then you're like, okay, we need to wake up. But it's, good reason for me to sleep in. It's Mother's Day.
And I just slept in because you were sleeping in, so.
Valid. That's valid.
I didn't see the point of getting myself up to sit out here and watch TV whenever I could sleep instead.
That's valid. I'm okay with you sleeping in. So. Excuse me.
See? Tired.
I shouldn't be this tired.
We live in a perpetual state of tired now and have for the past 20 years.
I understand that. Oh. I know that's so bad for the skin around my eyes. There's very few things like that are so satisfying, like getting a good
eye rub.
Good eye rub, like down in your soul eye rub. And a good yawn and a good stretch. Oof.
I saw what you almost did.
I almost done it. But I didn't. So, yeah. So, what's been going on?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
Literally nothing. And how is that making you feel?
Kind of lazy. Sort of, well, like, very lazy, but told old co-worker of mine I got to get my mind right. Well, I think that too. Like, I got to get my mind right before I get back to work.
When you went to lunch. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was just like, when? Okay, I'm back. Maybe.
Like I'm so tired of being in soul crushing shit that I got no desire for it right now. And I appreciate you being so accommodating and understanding of that.
Well, I mean, I've never been one for like social norms anyway. Since I was raised by a single mother, I was
Lesbian.
told. Yeah, well, bisexual.
Well.
But like,
especially whenever we were growing up, it wasn't the socially acceptable thing that it is now.
No, it really isn't. So.
Wasn't.
What did I say?
You said isn't.
Wasn't. Yes, correct. Wasn't.
It is acceptable now.
It is acceptable now. And she
should have been acceptable then.
But. Yeah, and she had to keep a lot of things under wraps, but whatever. I have so many bad things to say, but I'm not gonna. Anyway, so I was raised with the mentality of you can't depend on anyone else. You will never be able to depend on anyone else. So you do everything by yourself. And that's it. So I have difficulty, asking for help and stuff like that. But it's like.
See, I was the opposite, but the same. I wasn't told that, but I had to do that.
That's fair. So
we got the same thing in that.
Yeah,
aspect.
I was raised kind of like a little boy when it comes to a lot of emotionally damaging
behaviors.
Yeah, and then I got the, the stereotypical ones of being a female. Like,
That sucks.
it's all bad. Anyway, so I don't find this an issue because you just turned 40 this year, and this is the first time in 20 years since you were a child, literally from a child to 40 years old. So for the past 20 years, you went from having to figure out not who you are and what you want out of life, but how am I going to provide for a family now? You graduated high school, and then the best but oh shit nonetheless.
5 months later.
Yeah, you literally
5 months later I was working in the industry that
yeah.
I don't want to be a part of now.
Yeah, and so you started when you were 19. And you got let go for a bullshit bogus ass fucking reason
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know.
this year.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I honestly don't know, and I honestly don't give a shit anymore. I can't.
Okay, well, speaking on your behalf, it's
From what I was told and what I relayed,
yes. By what was given to you, it's bullshit. Because it was false and it was fake and a lie and all kinds of shit.
maybe that was that person's perception, legitimately, or whoever, whatever. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they were just looking for a fucking reason, and that was the thing. It really doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter that you got let go, and it doesn't matter if that was someone's perception of you or the perspective of the situation. It doesn't matter. You're correct, but from this side of it, and knowing how hard you work and knowing what you do, just because you don't kiss ass and you don't let just people get away with everything because there's standard operating procedures for a reason.
There should be.
And just because you're not willing to roll over and let people walk all over you because there are standard operating procedures for a reason. I don't think that's not a reason to. People don't like squeaky wheels. But luckily, I work in a line where things have to be done by the book. Because we get audited.
It's government.
Yeah. Well, no, shit. And it's not even government. It's finance.
But it's government audited shit.
Yeah.
Like you can't get away with fucking nothing. And that just sounds beautiful. The fucked up thing is the industry that I'm in is supposed to be that. And and I know for a fact, and this is not just about the company I'm no longer with. If you seriously fine-tooth comb audited every single thing, audit trails to support the whole 9 yards,
that made my skin crawl, and I'm just
because I know how things are done. That's all I'm saying.
And I've heard by you, and
I know how things are done.
Yeah,
that's it.
And I've seen it.
That's not an indictment on the company I was just with. That is literally every company in the mortgage industry.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
And whatever. I've never liked that. I really have never liked that because, okay, yeah, it's this little thing, but for somebody that has a moral compass,
maybe you should make the switch into finance.
No, because the people are the same. Like the mindset. That's my other problem with it. It's the capitalistic, materialistic thing, and I'm so fucking over that. I can get that. Luckily, again, I got lucky. Not lucky. You earned it and you deserve it because you are an intelligent, great person and a hard worker too. And I did thank Gabby initially, and she not got mad at me, but she was like, she did it on her own.
Yeah, I'll tell her thank you every once in a while now. She'll be like, what the fuck for?
And I understand her mentality about it, but it's a foot in the door.
Yeah.
Like, that does mean a lot that somebody is
is
willing to stick their neck out for
Yeah.
you. And I know that.
So, yeah. But I don't see this as you being lazy. You literally have busted your ass and done nothing but work to provide for eventually a family of 6. And you're just now, after the age of 40, we are luckily, and I'm grateful that we are in a place where you can take some time. And I know that it's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to do nothing for forever.
Well, I mean, I'm already not planning on doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you already have.
it's just trying to get to the spot where
Yeah.
the things that I want to do can make money.
Yeah.
That's the bitch of it
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. And I understand this is, and I know exactly how you feel. Only because, not because I've had to provide for a whole family before, but because the way I was raised is I had to pay. I had to take care of shit. Yeah, it was just for me or me and my cats when I had cats, or if it was birth giver, if it was in that capacity, not saying I had to like pay her bills or anything like that, but like the way I was raised because of her, like it was, I had to be responsible. Mm-hmm. End of story.
I was supposed to be, but I shirked that every opportunity that I got as a kid.
But yeah, like I started working for Taco Bueno when I was 16 because I had a cell phone bill and insurance to pay for. So, and if I wanted to go somewhere, I had to pay for gas money, So I know exactly how you feel, because when I started becoming a stay-at-home mom, because that's what was best for our family, and that's ultimately not what you...
It's what I wanted.
It's what you wanted, but I was going to say wanted, but I don't want to... I
wasn't demanding it.
Yeah,
or
I wanted
anything.
to clarify
it was like
that
I voiced my opinion, you voiced your opinion, and we came to an agreement on it. It wasn't like I forced you into it by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, and...
Because we would have made it work no matter what. That's what the fuck we do, but...
And fortunately, it didn't... I mean, it was rough. I'm not going to say it was easy.
This whole thing is rough. That's my thing. And like, all of this is going to be rough no matter fucking what.
Yeah, but when you come from a society that frowns upon stay-at-home moms, but frowns upon working moms, but frowns upon women who don't have kids, to like it's
no matter what, you're fucked.
Yeah. So I struggle with, and especially since I was raised by a single mother, it was very, well, you can work.
Yeah, you can. And you're perfectly capable, and you're a hard worker, and all of that.
Yeah. So anytime that I've worked or not worked and gone from, or was in between jobs because I didn't need to work anymore for that period of time, or
that fucking company.
Or that company, or, whatever. I have felt lazy. I have felt like, that's why I apologize. Like if I didn't get the dishes done that day, or if I didn't get laundry done, because
what did I tell you?
That you're a grown ass man, and that if it bothered you that much, that you would do it your damn self.
Get the fuck up and do it my goddamn self.
But you can understand the implications of me not working in my head. Like what the implications could
Yeah,
be or
now
would be.
reverse that and put it on its head. And the man is supposed to be the breadwinner. The man is supposed to be the one that takes care of all that. The man is the one that's supposed to work himself to death.
And I understand that. That's why I say I understand exactly how you
But
feel.
see, it's not exactly the same because society doesn't put that pressure on
No,
women.
but it has been put on me my whole,
I'm
the
not,
vast majority
I'm
of
not
my life.
arguing that, but it's not societal pressure.
No, it's not societal pressure.
Because
but
if I was to tell anybody, I don't want to work right now. And I've told you that. And I've told Mandy and Gabriel that. Like, I've said that to the people I'm close to. But if I say that in passing to somebody,
the vast majority
just
of the
like,
people would not understand.
the fuck? It's just like, I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of this bullshit. I'm sick of catering to childlike egos
And soulless people.
that just don't give a flying Frenchman's fuck on a Friday about anybody but themselves.
Yeah. Or the company or the bottom line.
No, it's not. They don't even care about the company because if it comes down to it, they don't give a shit about their coworkers' pipelines. They could have example. They could have files closing the same fucking day, but one's closing at 10, one's closing at 11. Theirs is the one at 11. They want theirs done before the one at 10
Oh, yeah.
because
know.
their shit's more important.
No, wait
That's
in line.
just an example, and nobody wants to wait. Nobody. My shit's the most important, and I cannot stand that. I can't stand that. I don't like it driving. Why the fuck am I going to put up with it for
Working.
work?
Yeah.
Like, I'm supposed to spend the majority of my life doing this, and this is what I got to deal with?
Yeah,
Are you fucking kidding me? If that was my kids, I'd smack them. Am I wrong? Like, you're not going to tell me that you're the most important thing right now and that I have to drop everything that I'm doing. I don't do that for my fucking kids. My
Yep.
kids know Dad's in the middle of something. Wait.
Give me just a second.
Because Dad will take care of it.
I hear you. I see you. I acknowledge you.
But
Give me
you're
just a
gonna have to
second.
fucking wait.
Yeah. And that's like, you remember the old, like at a deli, the old school red thing? You take a number.
And you wait your fucking turn.
Now serving number.
But now everybody's got the mentality of those fucking kids and the gentleman. Hey, bro, let me get... And just cuts in front of fucking everybody, talking loud as fuck, and then gets pissed off at other people whenever they call him out.
Yeah.
Not saying that's what happened. Not saying that's not what happened. Because I call him like I sees him. That's just what it is.
Quack,
And
quack.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what anybody's opinion of me
Yeah.
is. I'm not that guy. I am not built for that shit. Because how many times did I get so fucking pissed, red in the face, where I just... And it's just, y'all motherfuckers think that you people on that side of the tracks think that the ones that come from the other side of the tracks are fucking don't know nothing. Don't know nothing about nothing, can't do nothing. Okay, well, I'm from the other side of the tracks. I'm from the bad side of town, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. And if you act like that on my side of town, you're missing some teeth by the end of that conversation. Because there's a certain thing called respect. And nobody in the corporate world has that for anybody else.
Respect, and the other thing that's missing is fucking integrity. And that's the biggest thing we teach our kids.
Because I'll take 10 hardworking hood motherfuckers over one of those rich affluent assholes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Every goddamn day of the week.
Hell yeah.
Because, yeah, I know which one I can make more money with. But I know how I can make long-term money with the other ones. Mm-hmm. Because the other ones will fucking grind themselves to the bone.
That's what people don't understand, is that if you treat the people that are down for you, for your business, for whatever, if you treat them like shit,
that's why there's such a high turnover rate in my industry. People don't stay long term. at any company.
Yeah. And
It's between 2 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Typically. There are exceptions, obviously, but for the majority of the time, if you look at the majority of the people in the industry, that's the turnover rate.
Yeah.
So.
And with the company that you were just with, you were what, 5 years?
Just
6 years?
It was just over 5.
I know it doesn't matter. But also, I know how much bullshit it is, and I know how protective I am about the people I love. So it's like, it's hard. Like,
And that's why I love you. But it's done. You know what I mean?
I think I was telling Patty this, and I think I said like something like this to Chris and maybe Gabriel or something like that. It's like, I can't remember if Chris was in there. I know Gabriel and Patty were for sure. But anyway, it's like, you motherfuckers don't know who I am, who I was, like what I am capable
how many times
of.
did you hear me say that? It's like, see, y'all think y'all fucking with this fucking
dumb motherfucker,
like this
you got the
affluent person that
one.
like, no, motherfucker, I grew up in the hood working hard. I had to work for everything that I had. Like, yeah, grandpa had a little bit of money. I didn't fucking see that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know until I was an adult that he had some kind of fucking bread. And like, he made me work for real. I come from working stock. My great grandfathers built the fucking railroad type shit. Like, I'm not afraid to fucking work.
Yeah.
But I expect to be treated
with respect. Like a human fucking being.
Not an indentured servant, because that's not what I am. Like, I'm not that motherfucker. Don't do that to me. Don't talk down to me. Don't act like you're better than me. Don't do none of that. And that's what so many of them do. 90% of the people that I come across have that kind of mentality.
Yeah.
And I've heard all of them talk shit about out in this area, da-da-da-da-da. And it cracked me the fuck up, because the area that he was talking about is the area that I grew up in. And he had no clue, because he has a certain perception of people from that place. And I don't walk, talk, carry, or act like I'm from there.
Like a stereotypical person from that
place.
Like,
what is a stereotypical person like that supposed to be? You know, everybody thinks Texas is nothing but shit kickers. I'm not a fucking shit kicker.
No. It's so funny because
I might have a little bit of a country twang here and there. Well, okay.
Well, yeah.
I can't say
twang.
Twang. I have to say twang. So,
twang.
Okay, maybe.
So, little side quest real quick. Birthgiver used to be in charge of ordering supplies for a dental office whatever dental office she was working at that time. I don't remember exactly which time it was, but one of the reps was in New York.
The Yankee, like Yankee.
Legit asked where we parked our horses. And she was like, "What are you talking about?" And the person on the other end,
like, I drive a Toyota Corolla. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah. Like, there are people out there that legit think that we ride horses and like park them outside.
You have no idea how many times I was on the phone with, like, because you have to call different companies all across the nation if you're in the mortgage industry.
Yeah.
And just like, okay, well, what's the address? And then you read it off to them for whatever reason, and they're just like, "Oh, you're from Texas? You don't sound like you're from Texas." The fuck am I supposed to sound like? Am I supposed to be saying, "Oh, well, let me tell you, I don't know, man. We got to get out here and make sure that
there's a snake in my boot."
Like, this is how Texans talk. You know how I know that? Because I've born and raised in fucking Texas. Texans talk like this.
Literally everyone else we talk to. I mean, yeah, there's some drawl.
But, okay, look at like Aaron. Okay, he's white boy from the sticks. He doesn't talk like, he does have a little bit of a country accent or whatever. And yes, all of our country accents get worse whenever we're all together and doing whatever.
Mine is mostly when I'm tired.
Yeah, you start drawing out everything.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a social gathering or whatever, you don't hear that in
You don't
Aaron.
hear yeehaw every fucking 5 seconds. We're not hillbillies.
But that's my point. Is like even the country people that I know aren't
as
like
bad
that.
as Texans are portrayed.
Yeah. And it's the same principle. Of like, well, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to be walking around with fucking face tattoos and
your
pulling
pants
out
around your fucking knees?
Like, what are you expecting right now? Like, you realize that people that made it come from all over, and if you're from there, you want to get out of there if you're a real motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing glorified about
there's nothing
the life
fun.
that I grew up around. And not I wasn't but I was around all of the shit. I saw all of the shit up close and personal.
I literally come from attics. Literally. My mother. Obviously, I have zero knowledge of whatever paternal side I have. Zero knowledge. Mother, addict. Her mother, addict. Going back to her sister, addict. Her younger sister, addict. Her cousins, 1, 2, 3 addicts. The third one, in prison for pedophilia. Her uncle and his wife, so aunt, addicts. Literally, I come from addicts. So, like, it's really hard to, like, I don't know. It's just really, it's really hard to, like, be from where you are. Be from, like, rough place, rough background, rough whatever, and then be looked down on because, like, I didn't ask for any of that shit. Like, I didn't.
Well, it's like what we were talking about earlier today because we were out in Rockwall.
Yeah.
And we were just like, it's a different vibe, and like people look at you differently.
Like you don't belong there.
And like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah.
I can look at you and tell you're white trash as fuck. Like you're
like, bitch, I see that you don't have your partial in. I see that.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
that shit just fucking irks me because Gabriel said something a long time ago that stuck with me. That he talks to the janitor and the CEO the exact same way. Because they're just dudes.
I've heard that said my whole life, you know.
And it's just, but I have always thought that. I just never put like words to it, whatever.
Yeah, and I know that's a quote from somewhere.
I'm sure it is. I don't know.
But like, yeah, like
everybody's just human. Why can't you just treat
everyone like a fucking human being, like
so you make more money and that makes you
better than
superior?
No.
Like I don't think that's how that works.
No,
because there's giant assholes that are rich pieces of shit.
Former President Donald Trump.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with that. Cheetos are very lucrative. That's all I'm saying.
P. Diddy.
Okay, if nobody could look at P. Diddy and tell that he was a fucking weird piece of shit.
Valid.
Because I like some of the motherfucker's music, but
not a lot of it.
Not enough to. He always just had this weird thing about him. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't put my finger on it, and I don't know if it's what everybody's saying, but there's something not right with him.
There's one thing that I like him in.
Get him to the Greek.
I own 21 Kookaroos.
22.
I own 22 Kookaroos. But
that sounds like something he would really say.
And it seems like a watered down version of who he actually is. The character in the movie, I mean. Anyway. Hold on. Ow. But yeah, I don't know. It's infuriating, and I'm trying not to go on a tangent and stand on a soapbox. But like, that's one of the biggest things that we teach our kids is integrity
And respect.
and respect. Like, do the right thing just because it's the right thing, not because you're going to get rewarded, not because you're going to get punished, not because. Just do it because it's the right thing to do. I struggle with society because it doesn't make sense to me. Nothing, it does. And I hate it when things don't make sense to me, and you know this. And I have to try to make things make sense, and I can't. And when I can't,
Try working in my industry for 20 years having that same mentality.
I've worked customer service.
I know. I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah, no. No. I know that I completely understand. People are twat waffles, cunt cakes, like just horrible people. I'm sorry. Everyone needs to work in the service industry. Everyone needs to either A, be a waiter or work in fast food, or B, work in retail of any kind. Sales of any kind where you have to
I only worked
deal.
at McDonald's for like 2 weeks. And in that 2 weeks, I had some fucking lady grab me by the back of my head and show me a bun. And that was the last day that I worked there. Because that happened, I got so pissed, I walked the fuck out. Didn't say a goddamn word and just walked out. It was like, I am not dealing with this shit.
I worked at a bank.
I was fucking, 18, 19? And even then, I was just like,
Nope.
No, not doing this with fucking Karen from goddamn Balch Springs.
No. Mm-mm. I got yelled at. I got cussed out. Not just at. I got cussed out because of the wind.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the wind. When I was working at the bank, I worked customer window, or the business window, or the
Teller. You were a teller.
the commercial lane through the drive-thru. I could not think of the word commercial. Oh my God, so sorry. Anyway, and a woman who usually had commercial window items decided to come through with not a commercial transaction. She didn't need the drawer. She could have went through and used a tube because she was cashing a check. She put it in the drawer. I pulled the drawer in. There was no check. It was a windy day. It blew out into the field behind the bank, and I went out, helped her look for the check. I'm sorry, correction. I looked for the check while she berated me the whole time. And I still found that bitch's check, and I still cashed it for her.
The only thing that would have made it funnier is if it wasn't good.
Oh,
you know what I
would have
mean?
loved that. Like, if I, literally, if there was something wrong with it and I couldn't have done it. Mm-hmm. Like, by bank policy or, oh, my God. I wish
Because those are some of my favorite videos where they start acting like cunts and then you end up finding out that they were the asshole to begin with.
Sorry, can't do that. But, yeah, like, and then I've worked at... I worked a lot of retail. Mm-hmm. I worked fast food. That was my first job. Dealing with customer service, dealing with anybody who has anything to do with a return or a fucking coupon. Oh my God.
I remember how pissed you used to get whenever you worked at Michael's about the coupon shit.
I mean, okay.
You still, like, you'll hear something about a coupon and it'll send you into a fucking tailspin.
Like, okay, I'm all for couponing. Yay!
No, yeah,
Save your
absolutely.
money. Because if you can do it, like, I've heard amazing stories where, like, stores have to give the customers money because
They figured out.
a way to,
Yeah.
like, and if I had the capacity to do that, you bet your sweet fucking ass I would have stores paying me every day. I'm telling you, I don't have the capacity to do it. It seems overwhelming to me.
There's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it, and I just don't have it in me to do it.
It's like basketball players. You got to really commit if you're going to be at a high level.
Agreed. 1000%. But I know that if I went into a store.
Hold on. My leg. I was sitting on my leg, so it got tight.
Oh, okay.
Okay, continue.
But I know that if I walk into a store, okay, and I have coupons, boom, 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 got my cart full. I go to the fucking lady, and she's scanning items, scanning coupons, scanning items, scanning coupons, and then there's the, and the coupon doesn't fucking work. You know what I'm gonna do? And I know this for a fact. Do you know what I'm gonna do? When she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, this one isn't working, or it isn't applicable, doesn't work, doesn't fit with
Whatever.
the promotion," whatever
Yeah.
the case is. What would you like to do? We can. Would you like? You can pay full price, or we can set them aside, or it's whatever you want to do. I'm gonna pick one of those. I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was expired," or "Oh, I didn't realize
Whatever,
the promotion was
yeah.
over." I'll either A, fucking keep them, or B, oh, you know what? I was only going to get them because of the sale. I'm going to go ahead and set those to the side. And then I'm going to move on with my fucking life. I am not going to, in turn, ruin that human person, that other living being. I am not going to fucking, well, how dare you? And I come here all the time. They do it for me all the time. I don't give a fuck who does what for you. If I pull up rules and regulations for XYZ company, it's going to say, boom. The small print at the fucking bottom tells you what the rules are. I'm not understanding why people think that they can just do whatever. Like, it's so hard being our generation.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
For real. Like, do you know what I am saying?
Yes,
But-
I believe I know what you were saying.
But, like, it's hard being our generation. And I'm talking not young millennials, not Gen. I don't want to be part of either one. I'm out. I'm done.
We have the argument all the time. It's like we're Gen Xers.
We
like,
really are Gen X, like we should be, because I was a latchkey kid.
like every thing that I hear Gen X, like, wait a minute.
That was me.
That's the same shit I would do.
I was locked out of the house. I was born in '86. So technically, I'm a millennial.
So am I, 84. But
Yeah, like, and you're the first year of the millennial year,
think
whatever
so.
it is.
I'm not positive.
And it's like,
We grew up exactly like Xers.
yeah,
Like, there's just no if, buts, or maybes about it.
yeah, and it's
We couldn't
like,
talk about our feelings. We couldn't
Yeah,
do any of
no.
that shit. And all of us ended up fucked up on drugs or alcohol because of it.
So I don't agree with a lot of the way we were raised, but I do agree with, okay, if it's a competition, let's all compete. There are going to be people who win. There are going to be people who lose. Okay? Just like this. There's like, it's just really hard to be alive now.
Well, I mean, what was the alternative? Growing up in the Old West and fucking dying of black shit?
The black shit. Yeah, I mean,
I'm
get
just
it.
saying, like, not for nothing. There's everybody in every time says that. Like, oh, it's so hard to live right now. Like, yeah, it is, but it's different kinds of hard.
Yes, it is different kinds of hard. Like the old West is like, yeah, they had to deal with fucking the black shit. What is it? Cholera. Thank you. I was telling my brain thank you. Sorry. They had, they didn't live past 30, and I get that. And yes, it is easier to be alive, to live. We have a lot of conveniences. I get that. But psychologically, we're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Way more so now.
Things are just so much easier whenever you could just be openly racist to everybody.
Oh my God, are you serious? That's the joke you're making. Really?
I mean, they had gunfights to settle disputes, and people didn't step out of line quite as often. I'm just saying. Of course, if you were working on the railroad and side-eyed some fucking white girl as a black man, they'd just shoot you and leave you in the ditch, and they'd be like, oh, well, I guess you get his money now. Like, okay.
That don't make no sense. But anyway, I don't understand it. I don't understand, and I don't want to understand their logic. I don't, because there's no logic to treating people like shit. Long, long way to get there, but yeah. I don't know. But going way, way back to the original point.
What was the original point?
I don't see this as being you being lazy.
Oh. Oh, yeah. That's right. We were talking about me. My bad.
I just don't. I think that.
And I mean, realistically, I don't look at it that way either. It's just that
I
built-in
understand.
fear of it. It was like, and I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks right now. Like, I'm trying to be happy. I'm trying to figure out how to be happy for me.
Yes.
And I've never done that my entire life. In 40
Agreed.
fucking years, this is the first time I'm actually doing it. And I don't know that I try to do it without losing grandma and mom back to back.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Because grandma was the start of it. And I got more patience and I got a little bit calmer. And then mom happened and everything went into a tailspin and I had to pull myself out of it. Not saying you guys didn't help.
Oh,
Not-
yeah. No,
but
no, I
like
know what you
ultimately it boiled down to me having to pull myself out of
Yeah,
it.
it's just like anything else. You still deserve credit for the work that you do. Yeah, you have support. You have a great support system, but you still ultimately have to do the work.
And I did.
Yes.
Luckily. I didn't give up. It was the exact opposite. I was like, you saw it. Like, I had to get through it. I know I have to get through this. I have to get through this. I have to get through this, as much as I didn't think I was going to.
Yeah, and as much as you didn't want to. Because it's
But see, that's the thing. I did want to. I did want to. I'm not saying that it didn't feel insurmountable,
Yeah.
but that to me is not the same thing, because I have been in that place where I didn't want to. And it did not feel like that. It felt like I wasn't going to survive long enough to make it.
okay. That's I see what you're
but
saying.
it
There is a
wasn't-
difference.
It
I do
wasn't
agree.
like an openly like suicidal thing like that.
Yes,
it was
and I wasn't-
just I want this shit to end. Not it's and I don't see that as the same thing.
Yes, and I didn't mean it in the suicidal way. It was just you didn't know how you were gonna make it through.
I mean, but for me, that mindset's part and parcel. Unfortunately, or it has been up until recently.
That's valid.
And now it's a little bit easier to just be like, okay, it's bad shit. It's okay. Deal with it. Let's go.
Yeah, and that's I've seen it a bunch. The only constant is change. That's the only thing that's.
And I think anybody that knows me would agree that that is the biggest hurdle for me.
Yes.
It's like I want normalcy. I want stability because I didn't have, and that all stems from childhood shit. I am well
Same.
aware of that.
And
I just wanted that stability to where I know I could set my watch by shit, as opposed to, well, I wonder what's going to happen today.
Yes. But there is a line of there is a it's a balancing act. It's a dance of yes, we do need stability because and I'm 100% I 100% on your mindset. Like I lived in multiple
Chaos.
yeah, I lived in chaos. I lived in multiple shelters. I was privy to drug and alcohol abuse. I was privy to domestic violence. I
Let's
was,
say physical abuse.
yeah. So, and it's not like, oh, she knew about it. She heard. No, I had to clean
Yeah.
my mother's blood off of a wall. There's,
There's a million stories.
yeah, there's so many, but like, totally lost my train of thought. What were you talking about? What was I saying?
Did you take edibles?
No, I didn't. I'm tired.
Damn.
My whole train of thought just went. I'm sorry.
Talking about experiencing the negative things and all of that.
What negative things? Shit. I hate it when this happens.
Like growing up around all the bullshit, all the chaos.
Still don't remember what point I was trying to make, but there needs to be balance. There needs to be accountability. There needs, like, I don't understand why it's wrong to say you fucked up and you should
Because in this
apologize.
day and age, nobody wants to. Nobody wants to everybody wants to blame it on somebody else.
It goes back to integrity, and I'm sorry for anyone who's watching me lick honey off of a plastic fork, because it's just sitting here staring at me, and
Where the soap up is good, at least.
they're decent. They're
They're no El Phoenix.
no.
I think those are the best soap I've ever had, honestly. Because every other place is like too small, too not
they're too
doughy
thin
enough. Yeah,
those
like
are
too
thin.
flaky.
Yeah, little side quest for you, a little sopapilla.
Sopapilla side quest.
Sopapilla side quest. Bah, 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 bah.
God damn it! I knew you were going to do that.
But like, I don't know. There's just so much. Like I don't say this lightly. I wish I could mother the world and be like, no, these are the rules.
But see that we've had that conversation, and you think I would go drunk with power if I had complete control of everything.
And I hate to say it that way, but I hate to
I
say
don't
it.
know that I wouldn't. I would like to think that I have enough integrity not.
Agreed. But moreover,
Because I don't think it would surprise you if I had a Monica Lewinsky situation. We're like, oh, he was getting blown under his desk. Big fucking surprise.
And I'd be like, yeah, and what else? Like, I mean, like, not that you cheat or that, but like,
No, but just that mentality.
yeah, like,
Yeah, of course, that's what he used his power for.
yeah. Oh, he got his dick wet. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
or
But if you became the president and you didn't get eaten out in the Oval Office, I'd be upset with you. Be like, that's a waste of time.
you act like you're not going to be the one doing it anyway. But
No,
like,
no, I'm gonna pull a fucking Jefferson. I'm gonna be the best first lady anybody's ever seen.
out there campaigning for whatever cause. Yeah.
I personally believe that we should be looking at an oft overlooked sect of the community. and build houses for them. And we call it habitats for whores. Because I do feel that prostitutes are not given the respect that they deserve. And I feel like we could turn the whole prostitution thing around, not unlike we could with legalized marijuana.
Okay, that one. Actually, both of them would work.
Legalized prostitution could work.
It could.
Because then you regulate it and it...
Test it. It's safer. Yes, I agree.
I'm not out buying prosties or anything like that, but...
No, I agree with you, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I've never paid for an escort or a hooker, or, like, I've never done that.
I mean, everybody's paid for sex in some form or fashion.
Yeah, mine was happening, I just happened to pay with my time, my self-worth,
dignity.
my sanity. Yeah, dignity. Very high price items.
Not arguing. I'm just saying.
But, like, I just, I don't know. But I don't say this next part lightly, because I am not the feminist that people think feminists
You're
are
not
now.
the retarded fucking excuse me. You're not the mentally deficient
Feminists?
That.
There you go. But I ultimately think that if it would take not a single woman, I'm not saying that, but a group of women. And I know that if anyone listens to this, they're probably going to shit on me, whatever. But I think it would be a council of women, and only women, or maybe gay men, but probably not gay men.
You got to watch out with that, though, because gay men are some of the cattiest motherfuckers. And it's not even like some gay men. It's like as soon as they are gay, like they become gay. Like out of the closet.
Yeah, once they come out, don't say become gay. When
they
come out,
they present as straight, and then they are gay. That's what I meant by that. I know the terminology, but it's just like I knew a dude that he was straight. He's gay. The next time I see him, all of a sudden he's talking like this. He never fucking talked like that before.
Yes,
never.
I understand.
So what happens? You come out of the closet and you leave your old voice inside? What the fuck is that?
Guess. I don't know.
Anyway, but it's the same principle.
Yes,
like they just become, and they probably were super catty before. They just kept it under wraps because they knew how it sounded.
Oh yeah.
But then they just let it out anyway.
And the thing is that I also think that it couldn't be any woman. I'm not saying that any woman could be on this. And I only say that it's women, or it would have to be like a feminine energy, or like, you know what I mean? Because the maternal, caring, nurturing vibe, even fine, fuck it. If you have that vibe, like I don't know what the test or what the prerequisites would have to be, but like, you would have to be a nurturing person. You would have
an empathetic person.
Yes,
yeah.
Because and open-minded and
you're fucking asking for a lot of big.
Oh, what? Human decency? God.
You can't find fucking 50 men like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would most likely in this day and age, and I don't say that lightly, because I know that there are men out there that have the capacity and are like that. But like in this day and age, if it were anything, if a man were connected to it in any way, then it's
the patriarchy.
Yes, because then no one would take the women seriously.
Because they had a man involved.
Because they have a man involved. And why isn't then your good ideas came from the man.
Or the opposite, and the women look at it like, well, what the fuck? Why this is supposed to be about us
idea.
And da-da-da-da-da. Like,
and that's why I'm saying women. That's
but no
why.
matter what, somebody's going to find umbrage with it.
Agreed. But if I could just fucking rule the world and set shit in place, because I'm not a greedy person. I don't want money. I don't want anything like that. I just,
You want peace and calm and happy.
and I know that makes me idealist, probably a
Socialist.
socialist,
We're fucking communists and
so whatever cockamamie bullshit label you want to put on me.
Goddamn
I don't
tree
care.
hugger.
I don't care. Yeah. Like, I don't care. But
Like, guess what? I don't run over animals that cross in front of my car either.
yeah. And anytime that I've accidentally hit an animal
It fucked you up.
for days.
You still get upset about it if I bring it
I
up.
do. Like, it still hurts my heart because, and I've only 3 animals have only hit a vehicle. Only 3. There was one time when you were working, it's when you were working off of Preston and Frankfurt at
I know.
okay. We were going up 75 and a bunch of birds came like around one of the overpasses. I don't know why we were going down 75, but that's where we were going, because I was going all the way up 75 to Plano. I don't remember that why we went that way, but that's the way we went because that's when we only had the one car.
Might have been getting off at Plano Parkway and then
Maybe.
going.
I don't know. I don't remember. That was a long fucking time ago. 11, 12 years ago. Anyway.
Vomit.
Yeah. A flock of birds came around like one of the overpasses on 75. You know how it's very blocky. And it might have been around like the Hall Lemon area, like that. And birds came around and one of them hit the side of the car. It didn't die or anything like that, but I was just like,
I think that was whenever I was working downtown.
was it?
Now that you say that.
Maybe. I don't know. You were working somewhere down there.
Up until now, I was always working somewhere.
I know. That's why I'm saying you deserve this time off. The second time, or no, that wasn't the first time. That was the first time since you and I were together. The first time it happened, I was in high school, and there was a bird in the road, and I slowed down, and I didn't come to a complete stop. Because birds usually fly away, and this one didn't start flying until it was under my car, and I heard the thunk. And then the other one was, I don't know if the dog jumped out of the truck into traffic and under the car in front of us, and then it flipped into ours.
That's exactly what happened, actually.
It happened so fast when I was driving. Oh, I could still cry about that if I thought about it long enough. Ugh. But yeah, like, I don't understand why it's so hard for us as humans, as society. Why is money, and I understand that money is the root of all evil. No. Capitalism, greed, those are the roots of all evil.
Well, I mean, if you believe in the futurists and all the shit that they say, money has to go away if we're going to have a utopian society.
I mean, okay, I know this is going to be nerdy of me to say, but like, you know me, you got me to watch Star Trek, and I love it. Next Generation is my shit. I need to go back and I need to finish Discovery, and I need to finish the shows that I like.
I'm going to finish Discovery with you because I really like Discovery too.
But like, look at that. Like, they are traversing the galaxy, zero.
There's still some capitalistic aspects of
There
it
are,
if you
but
really
it's more
look deeper into it, because
barter.
money isn't what it is now in that show.
And that's not the goal. Money isn't the
and that's the
goal.
important part. it's not financial gain that made them do it.
I-
It was curiosity and wanting to understand more about all of this.
Because if you look at
Well, except for Zephyr Cochrane, but that just goes to show that you can start with a shitty fucking reason and then end up being altruistic.
You're right. All right. Whatever. I love him I love him in First Contact. Oh my god. Anyway. Anyway. But like,
It's also science fiction, for the record.
oh yeah, also science fiction. Yeah. I just don't understand why that can't be a thing. And I know, again, I'm being
Because
idealistic.
the people in power have money, so they make sure that everybody else needs money, and they have it.
Yeah. It's just like
It's
before
not complicated to figure out.
before
honestly.
money was a thing, before money existed, people lived with no problem. People worked together to grow food, to hunt food, to build things, to raise kids, to raise a society, and now it's fuck you and your village. Fuck you, your village, your needs, your basic,
I'm gonna burn your shit down, take all of what's
because
left,
it's mine and I
rape
deserve
your
it because I'm
daughters.
here. Like it's
manifest destiny.
I don't know. I don't know. I struggle. I just struggle. Because I know we started off with
Once you ring the bell, you can't unring it.
cannot unring it, and it's overall I'm happy the bell is rung. Overall, yay. I see through the bullshit, which is great.
But the bad
It's
thing
so
is,
infuriating.
you see through the bullshit, and
And
it
it
feels so
becomes
insurmountable.
infuriating. Yep. It becomes
Immediately.
so infuriating because it's like, if I can get this, if I've been through as much shit as I have, if I've been hurt as much as I have also healed as much as I have. I have also done the things I need to do to be where I am. And if I can do it, motherfucker, who are you to...
You have no excuse.
No.
You know what I mean? And I know that's a fucked up way to look at it, but
There's no excuse.
everybody's talking about being tough. I'm like,
That's
tough. This is
this,
tough.
Yes.
Because we still try to love and care and be empathetic as much as possible whenever we've had every reason not to be.
I'm
Any
a
of those
kind
things.
person to people that I should not have been kind to.
Still are. To a certain extent.
Yeah. I don't constantly tell people who I think I deserve to tell to go fuck themselves. I feel that there are certain people...
The fact that I have stopped doing that, I think that's a big win.
Because
for me.
honestly, there's at least one person that I feel, and people are going to say what they want. There's one person on the face of this planet that I feel I should be able to call if I chose to. Every single day. And if I wanted to say, fuck you, I hate you, you lied to me my whole life. Like, I think I'm entitled to that.
Gee, I wonder who you're talking about.
And I don't do that. And I will never do that. I will never cuss at
Because that fucks with your peace.
Yeah. It damages what I've done. For me. Not for that bitch, but for me. Because I deserve this shit.
You do.
And if you had done the work that I had done, if you had done the things that I have...
And not just pretended.
And not pretend, and not only work on small things to show, hey, I worked on that. See, I did the thing. I did that thing. Remember? No, boo boo. This ain't that.
Because how many?
This ain't that.
Like, I've had to work on myself. How many times have I been like, oh well, I did this. You're the one that has to point that out to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to, it's what Uncle Joey said. Like, don't go fucking patting yourself on the back, telling yourself how great you are. You shouldn't have been doing it in the first place, cocksucker. Like.
And I get it.
And I agree with that. It's like, I shouldn't receive accolades for this. I shouldn't be tooting my own horn.
But I understand needing encouragement and positive
that's what it is. But I let you do that for me.
Yeah, people don't need to
I
fucking...
am proud of myself. I'm not arguing that.
Yeah, but no one needs to fucking pull their arm out of socket by patting themselves on the back.
Look how fucking great I am. It's like, no, you're positive and all that shit. That's the way you should be. That's the way we're supposed to be.
Yeah. Society as a whole is shit. At least in America. From what I've seen. From my experience, from my perspective. It is very, very shit.
They tell us there's not a race war anymore.
That's bullshit.
They tell us there's not a class war anymore.
That's bullshit. Because guess what? Inflation is a thing, and people are unable to buy groceries and pay bills on time. But there are another sect of people who bitch about their Land Rovers not being done on time. I don't know. That's not me. We have a Dodge Journey that has a dent in the front. Like, I don't, you know what I mean?
Sorry.
No, it wasn't any shade. It's just like, this isn't that.
We got real world problems.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Just in America, for us.
This is America.
Boy, howdy.
Come play in your area. Right? Oh, fuck.
I mean, because, okay, the money, and then, what was the other point that you made? Class and... Classism. Racism. Oh my God. Jesus. How did I forget racism?
The racism is just obvious.
Yeah, that's not going to go away as long as things are
as long as certain sects of the community are allowed to procreate.
Yeah. There should be... okay.
And the funny thing is, if they went away and they were not allowed to have children anymore, the way that they want to control everybody else doing that same thing, a lot of the problems would be solved immediately. I'm not even saying what race or anything like that.
No, and
because it's a particular type of people, not a race of people.
And I'm going to clarify for anybody who doesn't understand, in a nice, kind of politically correct way. I'm just saying that at the age of 16, I had to go to a building for 2 weeks, and I had to sit in a classroom. And I had to learn rules and regulations and how to do things for a car. And then when I had a permit to do that, like during the 2 weeks, but even after those 2 weeks were over, I had to do drive times. I had to practice, and I understand that in this it means fucking. I get it. But like, there's a test you have to pass. There are things.
But I agree with what you're saying ideologically. The problem is, how many people do you know that don't cheat on tests?
There would have to be a test that is like there would have to be something in place.
Because you're only catching the dumbest of the dumb.
Again, I'm not going based solely off of IQ. It would be a multi-stage test, and then if you get to I'm sorry, if it takes that long to fucking adopt If you can't walk into
That's a
an
whole-
orphanage and pick out a kid like you
I
can at
do
an
think
animal
that
shelter,
that's kind of for the best, though, because there's
and
a lot
I'm-
of creepy fucks out there.
and I'm not saying that, but there are
I get what you're
plenty
saying, though.
of people out there.
There's a vetting
who-
process for that,
yes,
is the point.
for adoption. If you can, and I hate to put it this way, if you have to be registered to buy the child, you should have to do something or have something in place in order for you to have that child. Fuck all you want. But in order to have the child, to take that motherfucker home with you, no one's asking any of these Methanies and fucking Kevins and Kyles like that. No one's asking questions. No one. But me,
You know the answer to that.
I know. But like, we are raising the future. We are raising humans. We're not, and I love our dogs. We're not raising dogs. We're not raising factory workers. We're not raising cookie cutter people. We're raising human beings with their
To
own,
be individuals and
Yes.
to be empathetic and happy and try to spread positivity as much as possible.
So my hope is that one day that our sons don't have to feel like they're less than in their masculinity because they're not working or they're not doing something that a quote unquote man does, or that our daughter doesn't feel that she can't do certain things because she's a female.
She doesn't have that mindset now, thankfully.
But you know what I mean?
And then our piggy.
We're not raising, you're not raising a boy, you're not raising a girl, you're not raising a straight person, you're not raising a gay person, you're raising a human fucking being. And it doesn't matter who they love, what they identify as, what they wear on their bodies. Like they're people. And the people that are already fucking here are fucking shit up more by staying and choosing to be ignorant, closed-minded, and obtuse. And I don't think our society will make it because
Everybody prefers to stay that way.
everyone is preferring to stay vapid, shallow,
Materialistic.
capitalistic, because it's the cool thing to do.
It's not even necessarily because it's the cool thing to do. It's because it's what they've been taught, so they think that's the way it is.
But it's also the cool thing to do.
But I'm saying, well, this is how it is. That it could be that too.
Yeah, and I'm saying that, yeah, there could be rich people that, aren't cunts and do philanthropic things and care.
And there is, and you've
Yes.
seen those stories.
Yeah, but
And
by
you've
and
also
large,
seen the stories
those
where you
are not
don't
the
know about
rule.
the stories until years later because they weren't looking for the publicity about it.
and those are the exception,
Not the rule. Yep.
We live in in this day and age where
Like,
it's
dropping food off at the food pantry, fucking selfies and shit.
yeah,
Like, dude.
it's bullshit. So I don't want you to feel that you're being lazy or that you're less of a husband, man, human, whatever, because you are not bringing in monetarily at the moment, because money will come and go.
It has. Every bit that's come has gone.
I'm just saying, you deserve time to figure out what you want to do in life. You deserve to be happy in the job that you have. And if that means that I have to provide for a little bit, then I have to provide for a little bit. I know that the universe will take care of us and we will be taken care of no matter what. So just know that I don't think you're lazy. I don't think you're less than. And I'll be your sugar mama for as long as you need me to.
I do appreciate that.
Of course.
Not I mean, the sugar mama part's fine too, but I just mean in general.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of super supportive women out there. I can think of one other one that has been that type of supportive wife, and I'm not talking about for me. I just mean in general.
Yeah.
But it does mean a lot that I feel like I can take the time now, and I'm not stressed from you about it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. But just know that, and I've told you this I've told you this our whole relationship, but I am telling you this now, especially in the past 2 years. You are looked over, you are loved, and nothing is gonna change that. All right, guys. With that sappy shit said, love you guys. Catch us on the next episode. Do the social media things. Bye. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. If you like this episode or know someone who would, please help us grow the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Keep up with all episodes on Buzzsprout or anywhere else you get your podcasts.
Tune in next week, folks. Same that time, same that channel.